Hi, I'm Courtney, and in this video we'll be covering the top 10 things you need to know about working with the knife blade and your Cricut Maker. First things first, before you do anything, and I mean anything, you need to calibrate your knife blade. Seriously though, this step is non-negotiable. Calibration is key to make the most accurate and precise cuts possible. Design Space walks you through every step, so it's really easy. But if you run into trouble, check out our knife blade calibration video. Second thing you need to know, anytime you're working on a knife blade related project, make sure you're using Design Space from your desktop or a laptop. At this time, knife blade projects are not compatible with Design Space on your iOS device or Android device. Third thing you need to know, make sure you get some masking tape or blue painter's tape. When prepping for a cut, you'll use this tape to secure your material to your strong grip mat. You're going to tape down all four sides within an inch of the edge. And if you think any corners might lift or bend, you may want to tape those down as well. This is what's going to hold your material in place. Remember, the Maker is cutting with 10 times more force, so the mat's adhesion isn't necessarily going to be sticky enough to hold the thick or dense types of materials that the knife blade is going to take on. Here's the fourth thing you need to know. Always remember to move your white star wheels on the roller all the way over to the right. Otherwise, they will indent your material and, well, we really don't want that. Number 5, your knife blade isn't your intricate cut blade. So just remember that the smallest pieces of your design and the interior of those pieces need to be greater than 3/4 of an inch. And any line that you have needs to be larger than the diameter of a pencil. Here's why. If they aren't, they may not cut cleanly, and you run the risk of breaking your blade, which would be really sad. Number 6 is all about time. Since knife blade makes cuts in passes depending on the depth of your material and the size and complexity of your design, cuts can take some time, so plan on it. After Design Space makes its first pass, it will tell you how many passes are left, and it will estimate how long the remaining passes will take. Lucky number 7. This one is to add one more pass. When the Cricut Maker completes a mat, you'll be prompted to check the cuts. So that way, if it hasn't cut all the way through, you can send it through again. The 8th thing you need to know is what we call Project Resume. If your machine stops cutting because of a minor defect in your material, or your blade has jammed, or there's just cutting debris in the way, look to see if the Cricut C button is flashing. Then what you'll need to do is brush off the debris and press it again. It will resume cutting. Number 9 is to always use Design Space in a dedicated window. That is, avoid opening additional tabs. If, for whatever reason, you absolutely must use the web while working with knife blade, open a new window and not a new tab. Last but not least, number 10, make sure you turn off sleep mode on your computer. Since knife blade projects can take some time, as we talked about earlier, it's really important that your computer doesn't pause out while you're cutting your project. And that's it. It's that easy. We think you're going to love working with the knife blade. I know I have. There are so many amazing creative possibilities that are now at your fingertips.